What is up, everybody? Glad to see everybody tonight in the chat. I feel like I have an echo. Let me back my mic a little bit. What's up, Dak Owns Filthy? Glad to see you. Thank you. Telling everybody, let's hit that like button for sure. I don't know why I'm echoing. Let me see if I can turn my mic down. I'm trying to talk more directly in my microphone. I noticed that. Let's see if I can. Reason it's like I'm not able to turn the mic down. Now forgive me. Oh, it could be my headphones. I do have headphones, but I don't know how I turn. Y'all forgive me. I never had this issue. I think I might have to. Oh, it's from my. Okay, I turned it down. That's because I'm controlling it through the OBS studio. Okay, it should be good now. Okay, anyways. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Star, and this is episode 16 of the Stargazer Sports Podcast. So glad to be here with you guys tonight. Please, before we get started, please like and share the video. Please subscribe to me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please follow me on all my social medias. That is to the right of the screen. To get Dallas Cowboys content. I constantly are putting out my live thoughts and tweets and stuff like that on X, formerly known as Twitter. So if y'all want to see what Star's thinking every day, it would behoove you to follow me on Twitter. Today we got a fun show because of course today is Victory Monday. Yes, it is. We, the Dallas Cowboys, did defeat the Philadelphia Eagles 33 to, what was it, 13? 33 to 13. And really it should have been 33 to 6 if we had gifted them 6 points with Dak's fumble six, what I call it. Fumbled it. Jalen Carter, I think, took it into the end zone, or Jordan Day was one of those guys. But other than that, the offense, Eagles offense scored 0 points. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's presentation. And today's show is called Defense Wins Championships, and apparently your kicker. And y'all can see, for those who are tuning in through YouTube, you can see we've got Butter Brandon Aubrey right here in the background, who just did a phenomenal job. But let's just go ahead and get into the show. All right. So let's first talk about this defense. I love this graphic that, shout out to the police report, we put out that fire graphic comparisons up. I gotta put that in there. But defense rises to the occasion. Held the Eagles offense to 0 touchdowns. 0 touchdowns. Gilly, oh man. Stephon Gilmore, I felt like turned right back into Defensive Player of the Year. Stephon Gilmore. And what was crazy is I was like, man, I've never seen Gilly like this. Like, Gilly turned all the way up. Now, I don't know if y'all watch Cam Newton's podcast that he has on his on YouTube. If you don't, give it a listen. I like Cam Newton a lot. He's a very good interviewer. Always has good guests, and he actually had Gilly on one of the recent episodes, and so I tuned in. What's up, the lunatic? Glad to see you in the chat tonight. That's for sure. Dak is Filthy's daddy. That is 100% true. Dak is now what? 9-4 against Philly. 9-4, 9-5. Yeah, I think it's 9-4 because he was 8-3. Yeah, so now he's 9-4. Absolutely. Okay, but anyway, so Gilly was on Cam Newton's podcast, and Cam Newton, of course, asked him, like, so what do you do? How do you prepare? And Gilly, gave him like, whole regimen that he goes through of how much film he watches. And he's like, I watch every single rep, every single snap. When we're facing opponents, I'm watching every rep, every snap, because that's how Gilly uses his mind to stop opposing offenses wide receivers, right? Because of course we all know he's older, right? So he still has good athletic ability, but of course it's not what it was when he was at his peak. So the way that you counter that as an older player is through technique, and also using your mind and being able to know and diagnose the plays before they happen, that you can get yourself in position a lot faster. And so Gilly was saying on that podcast how, and I wish I had a clip for y'all, but y'all can find it. Just go to Cameron's page when Stephon Gilmore was the guest. And Gilly was like, oh yeah, y'all will see, like, I get better throughout. He's like, this is the time of season I get real, real good, because he's seen everything now. He knows all the schemes and all of this type of stuff. So he's like, you'll see, like, I'm gonna really start turning up. And man, did he turn up. And I think when Gilly was interviewed after the game, they had asked him, they said, Stephon, like, what? We never, like, Stephon was screaming. Him and AJ was hemming each other. I was like, what is going on? And Gilly said that AJ ended up calling him old. AJ ended up calling him old, so that just awoke a beast in him. And I'm like, who we play next week? Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, please call Stephon Gilmore old. And I love what they're doing, because I love, and hold on, before I get into that, see, I'm getting ahead of myself. But also in the locker room, when he told them that AJ called him old, he also said, like, he lives for these moments. He still, even though Gilly came here to be our number 2 cornerback, he still wants to cover the best. Even at his age, right? He still wants to cover the number 1 wide receiver. So I think us asking him cover DK last week, then cover AJ Brown this week, I think it reignited something in him. And we should have really been doing this all along. But we try to make Bland the number 1, right? Because he's younger, which Bland is phenomenal. Still should be in Defensive Player of the Year talks. We're not denying what Bland is, but the one thing that Gilly has over Bland is the years of experience. And see, what has been exposed on film for these past couple of weeks is inexperience, right? Now, Bland, he's got the heart of a fighter, so he's going to keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. He don't care how many catches you get on him. He's going to keep fighting. But the thing is, unfortunately, sometimes you're giving up big plays. You're giving up points, which is putting the team at a deficit. So if you can limit that by asking Stephon to cover the number 1 wide receivers, Stephon Gilmore has covered Steve Smith, like the best wide receivers in the game. Not this current NFL landscape, which there's some dogs, but he's covered like Hall of Famers. So AJ Brown and DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson, those guys, Jamar Chase, they put zero fear into Gilly's heart. Zero. So I think it's very good to have him go ahead and have him follow the number 1 wide receivers. And I think that's taken our defense up, right? It's going to take our defense up a notch, and it has. So amazing. Held AJ under 100 yards. Really was lower than that because they started, a couple of catches was like basically garbage time yards. But anyway, AJ was still held under 100 yards, and Gilly forced a fumble. So it was just a good battle. I loved it. I love the physicality that the defense and the offense brought, because we was just turned all the way up, and that was really playoff football, right? That was a true playoff football game. We had one last week versus the Seahawks. We had one last week. We had one versus the Eagles, and then we're gonna have another one versus the Bills come Sunday. So things are really turning up, and for our defense to show up and show out the way that they did, I mean, that just really warms my heart, and it just gave me confidence. Because y'all know we did a whole show yesterday. I called Dan Quinn. I mean, not yesterday, last week. I called Dan Quinn out. I mean, out. My show called. He couldn't even have his name. His name was Dan Moore. That's what I called him. What's up, Niecy? Glad to see you in the chat. But that's what I called him. I called him Dan Moore. I went off on him last week. I said he was no different than Kellen Moore, and I was going to keep calling him Dan Moore till he showed me something different. So he showed me something different. So you get your name back, Dan Quinn. You are not Dan Moore. You are Dan Quinn. Because you showed up, you made the adjustments, you did what you needed to do to get us in the best position possible to win and to dominate. Couple of highlights. Micah had a flu game. Literally, he said he woke up with 103 fever. So he said he took so much medicine, Ivy, he was really pushing through, but you couldn't tell because, I mean, first play, he damn near rips Lane Johnson's head off and bloodies his nose. That's what I love to see. That is what you call football. It's like, stop. I didn't see that friendly stuff. Let me hold out my hand and help you up. No, forget all of that stuff. Philly is the ops, and it's time that we start acting accordingly. We stop all this nice babies. Micah immediately bloodies his nose. And yesterday, joined only Reggie White, Hall of Famer Reggie White, joined him as the only player to have 12 plus sacks in the first 3 seasons. This is why we say that Michael Parsons in the league of his own. I know we kind of get, when you look at the TJ Watts and the Myles Garrett, which those are phenomenal players, and you're like, well, look how many sacks they had. But it's like, those guys still aren't on Michael Parsons' level. Because Michael Parsons is in categories with only Hall of Famers, right? And I'm not saying that TJ Watt and Myles Garrett are Hall of Famers. I think TJ Watt's for sure. But I think hasn't he gotten like several Defensive Player of the Year? He's definitely Hall of Famer. So I'm not denying him, but I'm just saying that Michael Parsons is just on a different level. He's just on a different level. They're still top players, but Michael Parsons is just different. And that's what we've been trying to explain to people. Like, you can't just look at sacks. Like, Micah is literally held on every single play, double and triple teamed every single play, and this guy is still getting sacks. Like, Myles Garrett and TJ Watt do not get the attention that Michael Parsons does. If that makes any sense to you, okay? But anyway, so great game from Micah. That's my guy. You see him right there at the right with his Bleacher Report podcast. I freaking love that graphic. And then shout out to the safeties as well. Donovan Wilson caused Hurts to fumble, right? Phenomenal play. I'm gonna be honest. As soon as I saw that Philly was doing QB power runs with Hurts, I said, oh no, this isn't good. I knew it wasn't gonna be good. Because everybody knows Hurts been suffering from that leg. He don't look right this year running the ball. Hence why they've been passing the ball so much. When I saw Brian Johnson having Hurts the second play of the game doing QB power runs, like this was the 2022 Eagles, I said, oh no, they're in a lot of trouble. They're in a lot of trouble because, and I shout out to Veep because I was talking to him about this. Jalen Hurts has really been exposed, and there's really no way to fix it. The only way that you can fix it is literally to go back to being primarily a run team like they were last year. But the thing is, there's a lot of teams built to stop the run now. And now we don't have the threat of your legs anymore, Jalen. No one's scared of your legs because you're freaking hurt. So that scheme that y'all have is unworkable. You see, people criticized and sully and denigrated Boss Cowboy's name. Shout out to Boss Cowboy when he said Hurts is a wildcat quarterback. But that's exactly what Hurts is right now. He is a wildcat quarterback. And see, now you got a wildcat quarterback who's essentially a running back who can throw the ball. Now you have a wildcat quarterback forced to try to read and dice up defenses. It's a cause for disaster. That is not what Jalen Hurts is. See, that's why also you had David Carr saying maybe we should get him healthy. Get him healthy so that y'all can run this scheme, because y'all can't run the scheme that made y'all damn near invincible last year because of the fact that no one cared if Jalen Hurts was. No one is. And what Brian Johnson was doing last in this game was dangerous with Hurts. I mean, he could have really gotten hurt. But see, that's grimy Philly for you. Like, y'all already know this man is hurt. And y'all having him do QB power runs. The man got his head knocked off so many times. It's like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, they don't have no respect at all for players over there. It's really sickening. The fact that they have not sat out Jalen Hurts for a single game. Like, y'all can't afford to sit Hurts for a game. Y'all can't give him rest for a game. It's really bad. Like, they should have been done gave Jalen Hurts a game off. There was one or two games that, well, honestly, I don't know, because Philly has 0 15-point lead games that they've won. 0. I mean, they're in a bad shape. Philadelphia Eagles are in bad shape. I said on Twitter, I said, listen, Philly gave everything they had last night. And I can show it here on my Twitter. They really did, because I think people got it messed up. Everybody talking about they trash and they're soft and they just gave up and threw in the towel. That's not what I saw, because I saw that defense really stepping up. I mean, it was clear we were trying to pick on those linebackers, and they weren't having it. But let me see if I can share my screen. Yeah. But yeah, let me go to. I'm gonna pull up my tweet here. Y'all follow me on X, but where's my tweet at? I had so many tweets today. Don't worry about it. Let's see here. Here's a tweet where I just said 15-point wins. Yeah, we lead the league with 8. Philly literally has 0. But let me find that tweet that I said. Because I said, wow. Da-da-da. It's coming up. Y'all check me out on Twitter. I'll be having a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, here it goes right here. I said, believe it or not, Philly played their hearts out last night on offense and defense. Their linebackers and secondary was making plays they wouldn't usually make. Morrow stopped a Fergie touchdown. Morrow, the guy who's been horrible in coverage, right? Offense tried to play physical and tough, right? They was trying to be, they're saying they was trying to be tough. Hurts was trying to stay in the pocket. The commentators, Chris Collinsworth and all of them even commented on it. Hurts was trying to stay in that pocket and deliver some throws. He was trying hard. But the reality is that the Cowboys were just too much for the Philadelphia Eagles to overcome. We are the better team, and we took. That's what no one's saying. Everybody's now trying to say Philly sucks and they're a horrible team, which low-key we've been saying y'all are frauds all year. But anyway, but now that was not the narrative before. This was they're the best team in football, only behind the 49ers, yada, 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 right? But Cowboys took Philly's will last night. We took Philly's will last night. They didn't give it up. We took it. Those fumbles that they had is because we ripped the ball out of their hands. Like, it's not like, oh, they just dropped the ball. We were ripping the ball. We took Philly's will last night. And I'm trying to tell y'all, it's going to show in these last remaining weeks. It's going to show in these last remaining weeks. I don't know how many more games Philly's going to drop, but they're going to drop at least one of them. They could drop 2 of them. Philly is broken because you've been exposed, and there's no way to fix it. There's no way. We're at the end of the year. How are you? The only way that you can fix it Seriously, the only way that Philly can fix it is literally if they face a team that can't stop the run and they go back to being a run first team. But to literally try to do a whole revamp the last 4 weeks of the season, like the likelihood of that happening is just slim enough, to be honest with you. Shout out to the safeties, right? So I was talking about Dono caused the Hurts fumble. J-Ron prevented an A.J. Brown touchdown. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was mad as hell to see J-Ron on A.J. Brown because that could have been a touchdown and gave Philly a spark. But nonetheless, J-Ron broke it up. So, class for J-Ron. I really appreciate the safeties stepping up because we've been on their heads quite a bit and they really, really stepped it up. So thank you, Dono. Thank you, J-Ron. Thank you, Malik Hooker. He stopped a D. Smith. A circus catch. I don't know if it was one of his circus catches, but it was going to be a huge game. It's going to be a huge game. And we just wasn't giving them nothing last night. And that's the type of mentality we've got to play on defense. We hadn't been playing with that mentality in these big games. And that has been the issue. We played our football. We played aggressively. We did our job so that we could do our specialty, which is pass rush. That is who we are, a pass rush first defense, right? But only way you can do that is if you do your job. Because Philly came in there to run the ball down our throats, but we did not let them. We didn't let them. That's why I said we took their wheel last night. It wasn't Philly's soft. We took their wheel. We literally took Philly last night. I'm not gonna be terrible, but we took him. Okay. I already said shout out to Dan Quinn, the lunatic. Yeah, ain't nobody calling, texting us, asking if we still them boys. They not Philly, and y'all see it. Look at the fan base. They're broken. Their spirits are broken, guys. The Philly content creators, fans, they don't even know what to say. Like, we try to tell them this all year, though, but they don't listen. They don't listen, but that's all right. That's all right. Anyway, Dan Quinn, you get your name back. You are no longer Dan Moore. You are Dan Quinn. The players was just, and shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here tonight. If you leave a comment, I will shout you out for sure. But if you have questions, y'all can ask me questions and stuff like that, and I'll try to answer. But wow, that was just what I wanted. That was the game I was waiting to see. Hey, Coach Marv. Thank you, Coach, for being in chat tonight. I appreciate you so much. Y'all need to follow Coach Marv on Twitter too, because Coach Marv is the GOAT. He gives out every time. He gives out his ways and his keys to victory, his ways to win the game, and it's always spot on. Coach said we need to come in this game. We need to be physical. Coach said we needed to play with the mentality of even if we was up 40 to 50 points, we still don't want to give up a touchdown. That's the type of mentality. We don't want to give up an inch. And that's the exact mentality that this defense played with last night. And that's why we was able to get out of that game. It was straight up blowout material. The score should have been worse. Dak was right. We go get to the offense because Dak on the podium talking his shit. And shout out to Dak. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know Dak's my guy. Y'all know Dak is, I've always said, number one player, favorite player, past or present. And, people are calling this villain Dak because Dak doesn't care anymore. He doesn't care anymore because now Dak has full control over his destiny, which is something he had his entire time that he's been in Cowboys land. But now him having an offense where he's got full control over, y'all are seeing the result. Yesterday technically was not Dak's best game. You could say it was an off game. Did it look like when you really look at it, did it look like an off game? No, that's how elite Dak Prescott is in playing. And that's really what separates, right, the good quarterbacks from the great to the elite ones. Is that they're off games, they still they still looking like they tearing people up. It's like, was that an off game? It's like, yeah. Dak said we should have put up 50 points, and that's exactly what we should have done. We should have put up 50 points yesterday. Wasn't even close. And I'm gonna talk about something else, but I think we can take a before I get into the offense. We could just take our break a little bit early.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Good evening, everyone. Go Cowboys. Great game. So listen, tonight we got our boy Trubar representing Arizona, and this is called Talking That. So let's check it out.
My niggas call me the OG. Any beat that I make it is OP. I've been all on my grind like you owe me. I've been getting my name out since 03. All of y'all talking that bullshit. Fuck you, my grind never stop. All of that faking on me, get your cool lit. Hated on me, I'm on top. All of my guys gon' talk like it's cool with. Molly, I'm getting you up. All of my family gon' fuck with the true shit. I'm running straight to the top. I'm running straight to the top. Cause we got the juice. Ballin' like harder when I'm in the paint. We getting loose. Bobbing and chillin' and smoking the dank. We never lose. Not about love, then we cannot relate. Fuck with the fakes. I cannot fuck with you, ain't no debate. Sheesh. Drippin' with God juice. Boy, they thinking that I'm fictional, just like a cartoon. Trust me, nigga, I'm the realest. My seat is the cartoon. All you haters wanna stop me, I call it a lawsuit. Look, I cannot wait till I pop. Talking that shit, you get popped. We going straight to the top. See you be trying to apply. Niggas really wanna do it how I do it, but they get it for the money. You niggas still drinking bummies. Dummy, fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Throw me a bomb and I throw it back. All of us born to rap. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Throw me a bomb and I throw it back. Die for my baby, I hold it back. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Throw me a bomb and I throw it back. Die for my baby, I hold it back. Who's who? Don't give a fuck about who's who. Talking a lot, you gon' lose too. When I get to kicking like Bruce. I'm on guard today. Living in a harder day. He can take a nigga hard away. Always help me through the harder way. You don't really wanna spar today. Living life like a game. We gotta push to the start. To the top is like a race. You gotta move in your Mario. Do it till you see your space. You gotta shoot for the stars. Moving and saying less. My niggas knowing this way the best. Know I gotta roll the ride. Got me fighting for a spy. My niggas came with a cry. Point blank like a die. Surfing. Fuck all that hate we swerving. Gotta stay focused. Coming again like we purging. God. All you be talking that. Throw me a bomb and I throw it back. All of us born to rap. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Throw me a bomb and I throw it back. Die for my baby, I hold it back. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Throw me a bomb and I throw it back. Die for my baby, I hold it back. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Throw me a bomb and I throw it back. All of us born to rap. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Throw me a bomb and I throw it back. Die for my baby, I hold it back. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Fuck with the guy. All you be talking that. Throw me a bomb and I throw it back. Die for my baby, I hold it back.
And that was True Bars with Talking That. And if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or even up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans of music. So if you would also like to have access to hundreds and hundreds of independent music, you can go to blastmusic247.com, register as a fan for free, and have access to great music. Blast, changing the industry one artist at a time. Back to you, Star.
Thank you, V. And shout out to that artist. That was fire. I really did like that song. For sure. Might download it. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the presentation. All right. So let's talk about this offense, right? And Coach Marv, he said, look out for DT Carl Davis to replace Hankins. Y'all know, well, some of y'all may not know, but Jonathan Hankins, he did suffer a high ankle sprain, so he's likely going to be out for a couple weeks. We do have a big guy, a big defensive tackle named Carl Davis that they're likely going to have to elevate from the practice squad, and hopefully he can hold the fort down while Hank is out. But I'm not too concerned about Hank being out because Eagles was trying to run the ball again down. Like, they were down significantly, but they were still trying to run the ball, and we was able to stop it even with Hankins going out. I just think we have a handle on the run game now. We just have too much speed. Like, even when, like, you may get a 5 or 6 yard gain here or a 7, but you're not gonna just do that to us all game. Like that's we just have too much speed and too much beef in the interior for that to happen. Like, I'm sorry, teams, but this isn't 2018 Cowboys. We just gonna be getting ran through. Like, you're not gonna win the game running the ball on us. Like, that's just not happening. Sorry, that's we fixed our issue. That was been our Achilles heel in playoffs for I don't know how long, and it's just not our Achilles heel anymore. Like, we don't get ran through like we used to. Anyway, y'all already saw my tweet where I said Eagles defense played hard, right? I said, but they were still no match for our imperfect offense. Our offense was not perfect last night. It was not. Dak had another MVP level performance. Another one, despite the fumble 6, which I was mad. I was mad at Dak after that. Even though, game was still in hand, I was mad at Dak because he got to be better. He got to be better right there. You Dak right there, like, either you throw the ball away or you just be more secure at the football. Dak was holding so loose. I know he was just trying to tuck it and make a play because he explained what happened, but he was just too careless there. Luckily, our defense was pretty much choking the life out of that offense. So, I mean, it was still fine. But Dak knows he needs to be better there. But regardless of that, still had an MVP level performance. Dak also missed a few throws, which anytime Dak misses throws, it's just the throw is usually too high. It's not like inaccurate. He puts in the right place, but sometimes and I put that on Twitter as well. Dak's arm it be juiced. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes he just puts a little too much on it at times. But even with that, right? He went 24-39, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, 19.4 rating. And here's the statistic that this is why I said Philly was playing their hearts out. 30.8% of Dak's throws were tight window throws. This is according to Next Gen Stats. This was the highest of any QB this season. The highest of any quarterback this season. Like, guys weren't wide open. Dak was throwing people open. That third down throw strike that he made to Ferguson with Sidney Brown draped all over him. I mean, the Michael Gallup throw. Next Gen Stats said that throw was so improbable. Like, it was nuts. Like, the likelihood of that being a completion was very low. Dak's arm was also being hit at the same time because Tyron ended up getting beat randomly. And the guy literally hit Dak's arm. And Dak still had the perfect touch on that ball. It was such a perfect throw. And then Michael Gallup. Shout out to Michael Gallup. You know, when I saw him get targeted, I said, I don't know about this, Dad. We need to stop targeting Michael Gallup because nothing comes good of it. But man, for Michael Gallup to show up like that on that play, I mean, that's why y'all see here in my notes. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but Gallup looked vintage. That was like vintage Michael Gallup. That was Dak. That used to be his guy. And I needed a big play, clutch moment. And I know people were like, well, why didn't he go to CD? I think CD was probably covered by Slay, and Gallup was covered by Josh Jobe or somebody. So that's like, Gallup, you cannot beat this man. Like, you will be permanently benched. Just a phenomenal job. Wow. I mean, that's our MVP though. Like, that's our quarterback. Like, that is the level that he's on. Like, even when he misses a few throws and he's kind of careless with the ball and gave it up and gave a fumble 6, like, the man was making incredible tight window throws all night. So I just don't know what to tell you. Ferguson, y'all see him? I got him there to the right of my screen. Wow. Put that cornerback in a body bag. I don't know who that was, but wow. Talk about embarrassed. Fergie just continues to set the tone on offense, and Mike McCarthy said it too. He said that physicality that we've been wanting, that's who he is. Like, that's what he brings to the offense. He's so physical. He went 5 of 8 yesterday, 72 yards. Huge factor on third down. They could not stop him. They tried their hardest. They could not stop him. Jay Ferguson is, I mean, the way he's playing this year, he's higher than top 10. He's higher than top 10. You're talking about George Kittle, okay, better than him. Okay, Travis Kelce. Who else? Maybe TJ Hawkinson? Maybe. But I don't see TJ Hawkinson hurdling people and all this stuff. So you're talking about Ferguson this year is playing like a top 5 tight end. Top 5. So what a gem he is, because this is above just, he's a safety blanket. This is a real playmaker. He's a real problem on our offense. So glad to have him. Already talked about Gallup. Made that huge catch to seal the game, and I would love to show that catch. I think I bookmarked it so that I could show y'all, because got it right here. I mean, just a phenomenal throw, phenomenal catch. Like, golly, like that. I'm not like, when I saw that, I was literally like I was shook. I was shook. Like, look at this. Please look at this, man. Do we got it showing up? Hold on. There we go. Just look at that, man. That getting his arm. This perfect throw, like, that literally arm getting hit and twisted around. Perfect throw. Perfect catch. The toe drag by Michael Gallup is what's really getting me. Like, that is some crazy stuff. Michael Gallup. Like, we just keep watching it over. What a throw! What a throw! Like, that is y'all quarterback. Anyway, let me take it off. But just incredible. Dak just played. And that wasn't even Dak's best game. If that's what he was doing. Like, do you know how frustrating that is? And then for Dak to get on the podium and say, I should have put up 50 points on y'all. It's just a different level of just disrespect. Dak is just on another level. And I agree Coach, we do need to do another show. I'm gonna get in contact with you for sure. We do need to do another show ASAP. The lunatic, you said we see why Kelsey said Ferguson reminds him of me. Absolutely, that catch was absolutely nasty. I mean, it's just the throw, the catch. I mean, that's big time. That's big time. Wow. But anyway, also something that we didn't talk about: running game. Some idiot, I don't know who it was, but some idiot on the 3 and 4 letter networks is like, Dallas Cowboys ain't no playoff team until I can see them run between the tackles. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, guess what, idiot? We ran between the tackles yesterday. We was running right through them with Rico Dowdle and Tony Pollard. They looked like a great 1-2 tandem. I think this was the game where Rico finally got more than like 4 and 5 carries. The man got 12 carries. We actually used Tony Pollard and Rico as a tandem, and it worked wonders for us because we also won this game and was able to move the ball because we played balance. We didn't sit there and allow Philly to tee off on us like we did last game and tee off on Terrence Steele like we did last game. Coaching staff did a phenomenal job protecting Terrence Steele, not castrating him because we let him be on the island some with Reddick, but we gave him a lot of help. We were smart enough to know don't make the same mistake twice and let Reddick ruin your game because unfortunately Reddick is one of those dudes. He will wreck your game. He had a play yesterday where he hit Dak in the freaking legs. Like Reddick he's a nasty monster. And he will take your quarterback out of the game. Like, if you allow him to. He's one of those ones you absolutely have to protect. Whenever you're facing him, you got to double team him. You got to give attention to him. So I'm really grateful for the coaching staff respecting Reddick and game planning for him. And then also, Brandon Butter Aubrey is yum. That's why I named this show Defense Wins Championships. And apparently you're a kicker because if Brandon Aubrey, knock on wood, if he keeps this up, I mean, we're on cruise control because we have a kicker. Because the refs, people want to talk about the refs played, they were being ticky-tack to both sides. We had to kick those long field goals because the penalties, the flags just kept flying in. But Brandon Aubrey made history yesterday as the first kicker in NFL history to make 2 59-plus yard field goals in a single game. And I don't know, guys. It just feels like everybody's saying it. It's not just the fans saying this feels different. You got the 3 and 4 letter. Like everybody who has a brain is saying this just really feels different. This doesn't seem like the same old Cowboys. Like everybody's kind of like waiting for the ball to drop, waiting for us to lose. What you say needs to next season? The Titans to wear one black cleat and one gray cleat. That would be cool. Yeah, that's the first time I didn't even notice that Aubrey did that till I went to the Seahawks game live, and I was like, "Why are you got on 2 different cleats?" My brother was like, "Oh yeah." He was like, "Kickers, some kickers tend to do that. I guess it just gives them better stability." But either way, Brandon Aubrey has just been, I mean, wow. That's all I have to say. Wow, just phenomenal. So, fantastic job by him. 15 points scored. 15 points. And that's including the field goals and the extra points, of course. But player of the game, y'all know who I got to give it to. I got to give it to Stephon Gilmore, and I got to give it to Brandon Aubrey. Isn't that look like Devontae Smith worse? This was a live shot. I don't know what I don't know if he was throwing the football down or what, but man, oh man. I gotta give it to Gilly because we have woken up a beast. Not only did Gilly say that he gets better as the season, toward the end of the season because of his study and all that stuff, but I think really us asking him to cover the best has really ignited. It's really ignited something with him. I mean, and then they tried to on that fourth down run a drag or it was a crosser on him because everybody been saying Gilly, you don't want him. He be getting got on them crossers. Gilly played it so perfectly, made a perfect tackle. The defense was tackling yesterday. It was I would love to see when Dan Quinn, what was the, because he always gives a missed tackle count. But exactly, Niecy, that's exactly what happened when you call somebody old. He effed around and found out. But I would love to find the missed tackle count because I don't think we missed many tackles. I mean, and then you had our young linebackers. They're really going unnoticed, but those guys, like their coverage, what they're doing in the run, it's like they're just getting better and better and better and better with each game. They really are. And this is basically both of their rookie years at this position, right? Because both of them were rookies last year, but Marquise Bell, he just did very little spot work here and there when like an injury occurred, and then you had Damone Clark, who didn't really come in until October of last year. So when you have these two young linebackers like this, playing what they're just playing off of instinct, the game hasn't really like slowed down for them. But for them to be making the plays that they've been making, I mean, it's phenomenal. And then you think we're going to add Overshown to this core, and we're probably going to we should draft another linebacker as well because Overshown's obviously coming off injury. I mean, we'll just say that things are looking up for the Dallas Cowboys. Because to be honest, like in the past, this was a game that in the past, even though it was at home, but it's still a game that like in the past we likely lose for some odd reason. Like we should win, it's at home, we always be like, but in the past it would be always just be a fluke game where it's like we lose. And we didn't lose. Like we're not losing these games. Like the games that we like Thanksgiving, the games that we usually lose, like we're not losing those games anymore. Like that's why people are saying this is really like this team is different. Like if you're comparing our team to the 3 and 4 letter networks is doing it. Colin Cowherd did a full breakdown. When you're comparing our teams to the past Super Bowl winning teams, we're right on par with them statistically for what they look like in season. That's all I'm saying. There's no guarantees. We don't know if we're going to win a Super Bowl or not. But we've gotten a lot of things taken from us. The Romo messed up fumble, the dead catch, no catch. Like, things have been taken from us. And I'll be the first one to say, like, I did not believe in the Jimmy Johnson curse at all. But for Jerry to do that this year, after fans have been waiting for 20 plus years, I don't know. Maybe the football gods are on our side. Like, maybe we finally got the football gods on our side. Because it just has seemed in past years, we just haven't had them on our side. Whether that was because of Jimmy or something else, I don't know. But it's like things just never went our way. Never went our way. Because you also need luck to win the Super Bowl too. Or to get to the Super Bowl, you need luck, right? Not just player, but you need luck. You need the right calls made at the right time. You need a lot of stuff to go well for you. It just seems like things are going well. Now, of course, we got the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. We got the Dolphins next Sunday, the Sunday after that. So we're really going to see what this team is truly made of when we go against these teams. Because these are basically, now I know the Bills, they're 11th in the AFC. But granted, that team, they're better than their record. Everybody knows that. They're better than their record. And then the Dolphins, they now lead the AFC. And they're probably likely going to win no, it's the Ravens that lead it. I think they're like number 2 in the AFC. So this is this is we're going to be facing pretty much AFC powerhouses to see how we stack, because we already know how we stack up against the NFC best. We haven't played the Lions yet, but I was never worried about the Lions, like, ever. Like, unfortunately, let me not be disrespectful, but anyway, shout out to my player of the game was Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Aubrey. Definitely players of the game. And then here's my constellation of the week. Y'all know I give this out every week. Of the constellation that I want us to focus on, right? And so the constellation of the week is Crush. CRUSH, right? The letters are my stars. Okay? Crush. Because that's what I really want us to do to the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, I haven't forgotten when y'all beat us on Thanksgiving in 2019. I haven't forgotten it. I haven't forgotten it at all, actually. And I hope the team hasn't forgotten. And I'm ready for the Dak versus Josh Allen debate to really be put to bed, and this is the game to do it. I want to crush the Buffalo Bills. Because, the Buffalo Bills, the only way that they make in playoffs is if they win out and a lot of luck happens. That's the only way they're making, because they've gotten beat by so many AFC teams that are in the hunt. So they really have to hope that they win out and other teams lose a few games to get into the playoffs. You remember last year when we could have mathematically eliminated the Packers, but we ended up giving them life? I don't want that. This year, I want to crush the Buffalo Bills and send them into a frenzy. I want Sean McDermott to get fired after the game. I want questions on Josh Allen. I want Stephon Diggs to say that he's leaving the team next year. I want to crush them. I want it to be full frenzy meltdown after we play them. Full frenzy meltdown is what I want. So I want to go in there because I know we're going to get a pick. Josh Allen throws a pick every single game, but I want him to throw a few. I really want to get Josh Allen in that mode where he's just turning the ball over and over. I would love for this game to be a fourth quarter hack. And I think we got the power. We have the power to do it. We have the firepower to really stomp them in the dirt. It's not even a game by the third quarter. Now, granted, they're going to try hard because it's Josh Allen, but I've never been worried about Josh Allen. I'm not scared of Josh Allen because, unfortunately, as all this talent that he's had, he is a choke artist. Like, if anybody wants to talk about who's a choke artist and who will literally choke the game away, it is Josh Allen. It is Josh Allen. He is a choke artist. He almost choked the Chiefs game away. The Chiefs were just worse. I mean, the Chiefs pretty much won the game, but you have an idiot in Kadarius Toney who just can't line up on sides. Like, Josh Allen is a choke artist. Like, he's nothing to be afraid of. He's nothing to fear. And I hope the defense shows him that. So, yeah, guys. So that's my word of the week. Shannon Sharp, you said you think we blow them out? We very well can blow them out. Just like we blew the Eagles out, we can blow they got secondary problems. I don't see them. Remember they lost Matt Milano, their all pro linebacker. I mean, they're struggling over there in the secondary. I mean, y'all saw what Jalen Hurts did to him. The guy had two defenders on him, and what's his name? Olamide Zaki is talking about. Sean McDermott doesn't know what he's doing. Listen, they're not going to be able to stop the offense. It's going to be on the defense containing Josh Allen and the guys, and they're going to be able to do it because something's going on over there where they don't target Stephon Diggs anymore like the number one. They don't really care about Stephon Diggs anymore. I don't know if they just already have. And if you see it, like, y'all remember how Stefan used to be so impassioned when they would be losing stuff? Like, Stefan doesn't care anymore. Like, seriously, watch the games and look how Stefan's acting. He'd be laughing over there, joking, smiling. They're down 20 points. It's literally they're down like 10 points. It's 3 minutes left. He's laughing and smiling like he does not give an F anymore. He is so checked out. Like, he's checked out. Him and Josh don't talk to each other. They don't celebrate. Like, they don't care. Like, this very well could be another blowout. If we play like we did today, we did versus the Eagles, and the offense plays cleaner, which I think they will, I would love to blow them out. Now, I can't guarantee blowouts, but this game is seeming like it very well could be a blowout. Nisi, yeah, he's smiling because it's something going on over there. But Josh Allen and Diggs are out on each other. That's clear. They're out on each other, and they're just trying to save face for public, the public eye. You know what I'm saying? But everybody knows, like, if you really look at the team and the Bills, they're way more balanced. So they're gonna try to run the ball with, James Cook, Dalvin Cook's brother, and they like using him out of the backfield and stuff like that. I really would love to see. And the way we were laying hits last night, I think the Bills is soft. The Bills is too soft for us. They're too soft for us. And I'm talking all this as, but I think our team gonna back it up. You said playing in Buffalo will be tough, but if the defense shows up and shows out, I can see a blowout. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I was worried. This was the one game that was circled on the schedule where I was concerned because I'm like, listen, I don't know about the conditions and the weather and yada yada yada. Like, I was concerned, but like, honestly, I'm just not concerned. I like if my only way we lose this game is if my team literally doesn't show up. And I think at this point, like, and how Mike McCarthy has been leading the team since 2020, even when we lost that, we play our best ball in December. I know we had that one stinker versus the Washington football team, but y'all saw what we did the very next week to the Bucs. Like, if we go in there and play our game, the Bills, I'm sorry, is no match for us. Like, Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir, is that who we're supposed to be scared of? Dalton Kincaid, is that who we're supposed to be scared of? And like I said, they don't really target Stefan, so it's not like he's going off all of a sudden. Like, but we'll see. I done talked all my shit, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, thank y'all for rocking with me tonight. I really appreciate you guys so much for being in the chat with me. I know y'all can be anywhere else, but y'all here with me. So I really appreciate it. Love you guys so much. Hopefully we will be back next week for episode 17. Peace.